We are probably now in a stage where the global demand has normalized after a period of about 2 years where it was really peaking. We saw, of course, it started in the latter part of 2020, all 21 and most of 22, that demand shot up significantly, and suddenly the supply chains, which were probably not that evident to most people around the world, suddenly came into the limelight, and everybody saw how important the supply chain is for moving the world, for world trade. Since the summer, demand has leveled off a bit, and we are probably in a more normal state now. In fact, the last few weeks we have seen things improve a little bit again. So that's more or less where we are in the globe.
And what sort of role does China play with the normalization of these shipping flows?
Well, we saw it when COVID first hit, that when China literally shut down and production facilities didn't produce, suddenly demand fell off a cliff. 20-25%. But when China, Asia, the production world does produce, actually all of us don't have to go to work, we don't have to visit shops, we can comfortably consume sitting at home. We have seen some sporadic lockdowns the past year and a half. That does reduce demand and export a little bit, but that seems to be a thing of the past, slowly. But what's also important is that with the new measures we hear from China, I think it's good news also for moving goods into China, because the Chinese consumers, the 1.4 billion, obviously have suppressed their own demand a little.
Well, wearing my inflation hat, people talk about what will happen to the rest of the world once China fully reopens. And the question I have for you is whether or not there is actually enough capacity to field for a full reopening of the Chinese economy.
In terms of shipping capacity, I believe there's sufficient capacity. But what the COVID period also exposed is that you could say the weakest link in the supply chain is really what stops the progress. And some of the things that COVID exposed was, for instance, when we don't have enough workers in the ports because of social distancing requirements, or we don't have enough truck drivers, then we can put as many ships to support global trade, but it can't move through the ports. Another thing that became very clear through COVID was, in fact, a lurking issue is infrastructure. Infrastructure needs to be put 10, 20, 30 years in front of us, and I think that's a risk for the future, that we don't have enough infrastructure, that we're not anticipating the future. So that, I think, COVID exposed quite clearly.